Oh, you thought Love and Hip Hop was just a reality show? Nah baby, it's a crime scene with a theme song and tonight's prime suspect, Miss Kendra Loyalty Over Everything Robinson. Buckle up, because young Jock just dropped receipts. So messy, even Mona Scott Young had to clutch her pearls. We're talking screenshots, cash transfers, hotel bookings, and a betrayal that makes Judas look like a loyal sidekick. Kendra was out here playing devoted wife in front of the cameras while allegedly playing house with little Scrappy behind the scenes. Yep, the same Scrappy who cries over Bambi one minute and sneaks into hotel rooms the next. So how did Jock find out? Let's just say a burner phone, a messy anonymous tip, and a group chat gone wrong have turned this whole saga into the reality TV apocalypse. What do you do when your wife's loyalty is faker than her courtroom speeches? And what happens when your so-called brother is the one she's creeping with? Oh, don't worry, Jock didn't just find out he went public. This wasn't tea. This was a whole boiling kettle dropped live on Instagram. Young Jock thought he had finally escaped the drama. He was married, running his barbershop, giving out life advice like he was the ghetto Steve Harvey. And for once, he wasn't the one being dragged on reality TV. But just when it seemed like peace had entered the building, Kendra said, "Not on my watch." Because behind all those loyal wife speeches and courtroom power suits, sis was allegedly running her own secret season of cheaters. And the plot twist? Her co-star was none other than little Scrappy. Yes, the same Scrappy who cries over Bambi like it's his job, then turns around and fumbles every relationship like it's the Super Bowl. Now if you're confused, you're not alone. Because just a few months ago, Kendra was sitting on Love and Hip Hop telling us how she was too good for Jock's past behavior. She was the image of class, a criminal defense attorney, lecturing him on how to be a real man, all while wearing outfits straight out of Olivia Pope's closet. And Jock, he played along, tried to be the reformed husband. No more cheating scandals, no more baby mama chaos. He was trying to live right. But apparently, while Jock was out here trying to fix his image, Kendra was busy fixing Scrappy's schedule, and not in the professional way. Because according to some very messy, very credible sources, this secret affair between Kendra and Scrappy wasn't some one-time slip-up. Oh no baby, this was a full-blown behind-the-scenes situationship. The kind with hotel receipts, late-night check-ins, and you know where my heart is type of text messages. The kind of betrayal that doesn't just hurt, it humiliates. And here's the thing, Jock wasn't even looking for this drama. This man was minding his business, lining up fades at his shop, when boom, a mystery number slid into his phone with screenshots, voice notes, and booking confirmations. Just like that. No context, no warning, just the digital equivalent of getting slapped in the face with your wife's double life. Now let's talk about those receipts. Because when Jock says he has proof, he's not talking about vague rumors or Instagram likes. We're talking full-blown bank statements, money transfers, and coded messages like, "I hate sneaking around like this, but we deserve to be happy." Excuse me? Happy? Sis, you're married to Jock. On paper, in front of God, Mona Scott, and VH1. But let's rewind for a second. Because if you've been following Scrappy's timeline, this mess actually makes too much sense. See, Scrappy has always had a track record of playing the hurt but healing role. First, it was Erica Dixon, then Shay Johnson, and most recently Bambi, who finally pieced out after being publicly embarrassed one-to-many times. Scrappy cried on TV, begged for forgiveness, posted cryptic captions about family, and told anyone who would listen that he just wanted peace. But behind the scenes, he was allegedly sliding into Jock's wife's text messages like it was nothing. And let's not pretend Kendra's hands are clean. Sis may wear the lawyer badge, but the streets are saying she was moving grimier than anybody on the cast. Allegedly helping Scrappy with money moves, allegedly booking rooms under fake names, allegedly taking burner phone calls late at night when Jock was knocked out in the next room. Now you tell me, is that lawyer behavior? Or is that reality TV villain origin story energy? But wait, because it gets worse. Apparently, this whole secret affair has been going on for months. Not days, not weeks, months. And what really makes it hit different is the timing. This was during the same era when Kendra was dragging Jock on national TV for his cheating past. Y'all remember that infamous reunion episode where she said, "I don't trust you. I never did. I had to settle for you." Well baby, guess who's looking like the real con artist now? Because while Kendra was standing on her soapbox, giving speeches about accountability and moral values. She was allegedly out here moving like a Dollar Tree. Olivia Pope fixing her man's mess by creating her own. Now let's talk about motive. Why Scrappy? Why Jock's supposed friend? Why blow up an entire marriage for a man who's barely holding on to his own? Some folks are saying Kendra and Scrappy got close while filming. Others think it started before the cameras were even rolling. But the real tea? Some insiders believe this wasn't even about love, it was about revenge. Revenge for Jock's past. Revenge for all the baby mama drama. Revenge for being embarrassed one too many times on TV. And if that's true, if Kendra was out here plotting on Jock using Scrappy as a pawn, baby, this ain't just messy. This is criminal mastermind behavior. And here's where the streets get real loud. Because while all this is unfolding, the streets are whispering something even more sinister, that Scrappy and Kendra weren't just hooking up. Oh no, they were allegedly using Jock's name to move money around. That's right, fake real estate deals, Cash App transactions, possible laundering. And if that's true, we're no longer in love and hip-hop land. We're talking Rico territory. And Jock is out here getting blindsided like a contestant on Flavor of Love who didn't know elimination night was coming. But the wildest part of all this, Jock didn't stay quiet. The moment he got those receipts, the man did what any self-respecting reality star would do. He went live, Instagram, podcast, Facebook, anywhere with a mic and a button. Jock pressed it. And he didn't hold back. No par-approved statements. No, we're working through things. Nah. Jock said, I got the receipts, and I'm naming names. He started dropping quotes, dates, locations, and even said this, y'all better stop playing with me before I start dropping screenshots like mixtapes. Let that sink in. Screenshots like mixtapes. And just when you think it can't get any messier, just when you think maybe this was all a misunderstanding, that's when Scrappy responds. And baby, his response made everything 10 times worse. So boom, Scrappy finally opens his mouth. And instead of clearing the air, instead of being a man and owning up to anything, this dude hops on Instagram Live looking like he just rolled out of a 5-hour cry session with no answers and no alibi. Shirt off, eyes puffy, pacing back and forth like he just got served a subpoena, and the first thing he says is, man, y'all believe anything. Real talk. The internet be wildin'. Sir, be serious. The internet didn't cook this up from scratch. Young Jock showed the group chat screenshots, the hotel receipts, the cash transfers, and even a message where Kendra said, you always knew where my heart was. You expect us to believe the whole thing was photoshopped by a hater with a subscription to Adobe Suite? And it gets worse, because Scrappy, in all his emotional chaos, decides to double down and says, that's my brother. We've been through too much. I would never do something like that to Jock. Y'all need to stop playing with people's names. Oh, not the brother card. Not the loyalty monologue while the Wi-Fi is still loading the evidence in 4,000. Now the internet? They ain't buying it. Twitter was dragging Scrappy like a deadbeat dad on child support court day. TikTok stitched Jock's live with memes of Maury yelling, you are the side dude. And Instagram, straight chaos. People reposted every piece of evidence, zoomed in, color corrected, and decoded the text messages like it was a Zodiac cipher. But guess who wasn't laughing? Bambi. Yep, the ex-wife. The woman Scrappy begged to take him back last season. The one he cried over on national television like it was sweeps week. Sis had been quiet since the divorce. But this mess? Oh, it woke her all the way up. And what did Bambi do? She didn't even say his name. She didn't have to. One Instagram story. One sentence. Some of y'all men really think karma don't know your address. But she do. She just waiting on the right moment. Boom. The internet lost it. People were like, oh, she talking about Scrappy? Like it wasn't obvious. Bambi hit that story button like a veteran, elegant, shady, and straight to the throat. And just in case that wasn't enough, she hopped on live later that night looking unbothered as hell, edges laid, nails done, drink in hand, scrolling through her comments while soft jazz played in the background like it was spa night. And after 5 minutes of saying absolutely nothing, she looked into the camera and dropped this line, ladies, let him lie, let him cheat, because when the truth hits, you won't even have to speak. The streets will do it for you. Boom. Mic drop. Internet exploded. Hashtag Bambi was right started trending. Now back to Jock, because while Scrappy's out here flailing, trying to clean up with broken receipts and fake brotherhood speeches, Jock is building a case like he's his own defense attorney. He pulls up to his podcast the next day and calmly says, if I was lying, why he texts me talking about, we need to talk. Why he call me right after I said what I said. If I'm making stuff up, why he panicking. And y'all the screenshots Jock posted after that. Brutal. Scrappy texting him, yo, let's not do this online, bro, and I can explain. Explain what exactly? The shared hotel suite? The $850 wire to a name that ain't your wife's? Or the fact that Kendra allegedly used her legal connections to cover it all up? Because that's where this gets really dark. See, anonymous sources read, someone's messy cousin with a big mouth claim Kendra allegedly used her position as a lawyer to help Scrappy dodge some legal paperwork tied to a real estate scam. Now, let me be clear, we don't know if that's true. But if it is, baby, this ain't just a scandal. It's a felony. And that's not all. Word on the street is someone's already lawyering up. Not Kendra, not Scrappy, Jock. He's allegedly talking to his legal team about potential defamation, marital fraud, and get this business sabotage. Because some of the funds tied to the alleged affair, they weren't from personal accounts. They were from a joint account tied to Jock's barbershop. Oh, so now she's cheating and laundering through the Fade Fund. Girl, the betrayal is giving. Ocean's 11, Divorce Edition. Now back to Scrappy, because at this point, he should have logged off and gone into hiding. But no, he goes live again. This time angry. He says, people love to bring a black man down. Ain't nobody perfect. I made mistakes, but this whole thing is out of control, sir. The only thing out of control is your decisions. And guess who popped up in the comments? Erica Dixon. Yep, Scrappy's other baby mama. She wrote, lol, some things never change. I tried to warn y'all, the comments went nuts. It was like every ex he ever had crawled out of VH1's basement to pile on. Shay Johnson reposted a meme of Scrappy running from karma. Sierra from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta tweeted, tuh, that's why I stay out of people's business until they bring it to the shade room. But through all this, Kendra remained silent. No lives, no posts, no apologies, just one cold, calculated statement posted to her Instagram story. I am not engaging in gossip, speculation, or internet narratives. My marriage is a personal matter, and I choose peace over performance. Girl, what? You went from ride or die to no comment faster than Scrappy left his wedding ring at a Motel 6. The internet tore that statement apart. TikTokers were stitching it with crying sounds. Twitter was quoting it like, peace. You had Scrappy in your group chat talking about hearts and hotel floors, and meanwhile Jock kept going. He posted a video the next day of him laughing, sipping tea. No caption, just vibes. That's when fans knew Jock was winning, Scrappy was drowning, Kendra was dodging bullets, and Bambi? Sis was somewhere drinking champagne and scrolling through fan edits of her I told y'all moment. But just when the dust started to settle, just when we thought this circus had finally packed up and left, Jock went nuclear, because Scrappy made one fatal mistake during his live. He said, Jock just talking out his neck. He mad, he emotional, ain't nothing even happen. Oh no sir, you don't poke a petty king while he's still holding screenshots. And just like that, Jock unleashed the final receipts, because after weeks of playing the victim, after dodging accountability like it's a bill collector, this man had the audacity to say, Jock just talking out his neck, he emotional, ain't nothing even happen. Boy, ain't nothing even happen? That was the trigger. That was the final straw. That was the wrong sentence to throw at young Jock, a man who's been cheated on, disrespected, and hit with wire receipts all in the same week. So Jock said, bet, you wanna gaslight the whole internet? Cool, let's pull out the vault. And pull it out he did, because that night, Jock went on his radio show and let the entire clip fly. No holding back, no filters, no cute disclaimers, just straight, uncut and censored truth bombs that hit harder than a reunion table flip. He started the show laughing, like a man who already knew he had won. Then he calmly said, it's wild when dudes try to play innocent in public but be crying in your DMs. I got messages. I got voice notes. I got timestamps. Y'all wanna play dumb? Okay, let's talk about the other times Scrappy's been out here, moving reckless, And y'all, he didn't just talk about the Kendra scandal. He brought up everything. Old flings, secret apartment rentals, alleged hush money payments to side chicks who were threatening to go public. Oh yes, Jock had receipts going back years. This man had a whole archive. He'd been sitting on it like an FBI informant waiting for the immunity deal. One of the biggest bombs? Jock said this. If I was lying, why you call me crying the same night I posted the screenshots? Why you text me, bro, please don't do this? If you innocent, why you panicking? And then he played the voicemail. Liv, Scrappy's voice, shaky, saying, bro, we gotta talk. I messed up. Please don't go public with this. I'm begging you, man. That was it. Game over. The internet exploded. The hashtag started trending again. Hashtag Scrappy exposed. Hashtag Jock said what he said. Hashtag Kendra caught lacking. Hashtag Bambi was right. Twitter was in flames. TikTok creators were recreating the voicemail like it was Shakespeare. Even celebrities started chiming in. Saucy Santana tweeted, not Scrappy out here crying over his side chick getting exposed. Chilly, it's always the fake tough ones. Charleston White went live with his usual heat. Scrappy? That boy out here looking like a used wet napkin. Got caught, got wrecked, and now wanna play victim. Sit down somewhere, son. Even Ray J Mr. I Hit It First himself posted a reaction meme of him eating popcorn with the caption, Love and hip hop been quiet since I left. Y'all welcome. But just when you think Jock had dropped everything, nope. He wasn't done. He pulled the power move of the decade. Because apparently, one of the hotels that Kendra and Scrappy used, it was booked under Jock's corporate account. As in, the man was unknowingly funding his own betrayal. Let that sink in. So not only was Scrappy out here messing with Jock's wife, he was doing it on Jock's dime. And baby, once that detail dropped, the whole game changed. Because now, we weren't just talking about a cheating scandal. Now we were talking about fraud, unauthorized use of business funds, potential identity theft. Oh, and let's not forget, conspiracy to defraud a business partner. In other words, a case. And the streets? They were buzzing. Allegedly, Jock's legal team is prepping to file a civil suit. Not against Kendra, not against Scrappy alone, against them both, jointly. That's right, Team Petty went corporate. But here's where the universe really came through with poetic justice, because right after Jock dropped all those receipts, who else decided to speak up? Bambi. Again. And this time, sis wasn't just sipping tea. She was serving the whole pot. She went live in full glam beat face, diamonds on, hair laid, and said, y'all thought I was bitter. Y'all thought I was mad? Baby, I was free. And watching this all unfold? Phew, it's the piece for me. Then she added the dagger. Let this be a lesson. When you cheat on a good woman, when you lie, when you play dirty, eventually, the truth will make you humble. Or broke. The internet lost IT. The Shade Room reposted the whole live. Hollywood Unlocked did a breakdown. Even Wendy Williams, ghost Twitter account, the fan page that acts like her, tweeted, Scrappy, sit your messy self down before Jock drops your credit score too. Meanwhile, Kendra? Still silent, still hiding behind her lawyer badge and a PR team that clearly gave up weeks ago. No apology, no denial, no explanation. But wait, it gets even better. Because guess who got spotted 2 days later at the same lounge in Atlanta? Jock and Bambi. Yup. The ex-husband and the ex-wife, sharing drinks, laughing, looking unbothered. And the internet? They ate it up. Some said it was a petty meetup. Others whispered new couple alert. Either way, it was giving karma calf. And Scrappy and Kendra were definitely on the menu. At this point, Scrappy has gone full ghost. No more lives. No more tweets. No more man, y'all don't know the truth. Silence, which only confirms what we already knew. He got caught. He got exposed. He got finished. And Kendra? She's now the punchline to her own courtroom speeches. Trust is everything, she once said. A marriage without honesty is nothing. Girl, the way your receipts just got subpoenaed by the internet, please. And Jock? Oh, Jock came out looking like the petty king of Atlanta. Didn't even have to swing. Just dropped the proof and let the timeline do the dragging. He never even apologized. He didn't have to. Because he was right. Now let's be clear, this ain't just a scandal. This is a full-blown love and hip-hop collapse. Scrappy's image as a real one, gone. Kendra's reputation as a moral compass, shattered. Bambi, vindicated. And Jock? Oh, he's laughing all the way to the algorithms. But this raises the real question. If this is what they're doing off camera, what's next? Who else is hiding something? Because if this mess taught us anything, it's that the streets are always watching and screenshots are forever. So now that the receipts are out, the secrets exposed, and the internet dragging everybody like it's a clearance sale, we gotta ask, can Scrappy ever come back from this? Is Kendra really finished in these streets? Or will she try to spin it with another PR stunt? And did Jock just play the pettiest, smartest long game in reality TV history? Drop your thoughts in the comments because, phew, this one is messy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications cause baby, if this is what they're doing off camera, just imagine what's coming next.